Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bob.
I'm Dan.
Welcome back to Sidekick Studios. Today we're going to be talking about WandaVision. We're going to talk about the entire series from start to finish, as much as we can remember.
We're going to give a quick rundown. We wanted to do like weekly episodes, but COVID hit and we had to stop making videos for a little bit.
Yeah, we've been trying our best throughout all this to kind of keep going and do what we can.
If you've noticed, we're coming to you from a different location tonight.
Yeah. So we brought the backdrop down from out in the Nerd Cave, out in Sidekick Studios studio. And we decided to come down to the Fallout bunker for the night because, well, it's still kind of cold outside.
It is cold, and we don't have heat in the studio.
Yeah, the Fortress of Solitude is cold.
We're working on it next year.
I mean, the Fortress of Solitude is cold.
It is cold, exactly.
So like Antarctica or some shit.
Perfectly.
Yeah, but so right now we're just doing a little something different. We brought some stuff down here. We got our backdrop set up. We got, basically everything's good to go for down here for a little bit. And we pretty much figured out the setup for this. So we're probably going to be doing this for a little bit, just until it warms up and it feels nice and comfortable out there. But let's get into it. WandaVision, 9-episode run.
Where to start? Okay.
Slow at first, but they didn't really kind of give you much to go on.
And I think that was the reason why they gave you 2 episodes from the jump.
Yeah, and they also leaned in heavily to the 25 minute sitcom episode theme. So they kind of leaned into that at first and didn't really give you a whole lot to go on. They didn't really give you a whole lot of what was going on, which I actually still kind of liked because it was a throwback to a couple of old sitcoms that I used to watch when I was a kid. Honestly, with my grandfather in syndication.
I was a little worried after the first couple episodes, just because
I get that
it was coming totally out of left field. It wasn't a Marvel show. No. It was a sitcom. It was I Dream of Jeannie or Bewitched.
It was Dick Van Dyke, Bewitched. They had a little bit of a. Definitely Modern Family was thrown in there. Some office-y type stuff.
But particularly the first 2 episodes, I was a little worried. And then when that 3rd episode, I think it was the 3rd episode hit when you're introduced to Monica Rambeau. Yeah. I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, when you're finally actually introduced to Monica Rambeau, not Geraldine.
Right.
It was.
When she gets thrown out, I was like, all right, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. I really like the tie back and forth between the whole sitcom world versus the reality world, and the fact that the agents of S.W.O.R.D., I was going to say S.H.I.E.L.D., that's incorrect, S.W.O.R.D. were kind of watching it as a sitcom as well. They didn't really know what was going on.
Because Darcy's commenting on it like it's a show she's watched, like it's Game of fucking Thrones.
Yeah, and it was totally being edited so that only what they could see was what. At the time, we didn't know exactly who it was. If it was, there were a lot of theories about it being like Mephisto or Nightmare.
We'll get into that.
Everyone was wrong. It was just straight up Wanda.
Well, it's interesting, and I don't want to jump ahead and skip a bunch of episodes, but there was a point when we were both watching it at different times, and we were finally get to talk about it. We were talking about, I think it was like episode right after Agatha was revealed.
Yeah.
I was saying, I think it might just be Agatha as like the main protagonist. I was like, do you think they're going to throw someone else in?
It was, I was one of those people. I was one of those conspiracy theorists thinking that it wasn't, who it was. I thought it was definitely someone similar to, Mephisto or Nightmare.
I thought there was going to be. I thought there was going to be a Mephisto reveal, but after Agatha was revealed, I was like, you know what? She could carry this.
Yeah, and I also 100% thought that technically her son Nicholas Scratch was going to pop up.
I thought so too.
Because the cat's name was Senor Scratchy.
Actually, on the latest Fat Man, I think they said like he was. There was a cutscene where he was going to be revealed a demon.
Yeah. So it probably would have been her son, Nicholas Scratch, yeah. I was also kind of thinking maybe, Brother Voodoo might show up. I thought maybe that was their neighbor, the African-American guy. I thought maybe he might turn out to be Brother Voodoo. Totally wrong. We'll get to that. It was a wild ride. 9 episodes. We got about 6 hours ish of
It was about
WandaVision to
6 hours,
unpack.
I think, exactly. Yeah, a little bit more.
I thought it was a great show. I thought the premise was great. I thought the cutbacks to everything going back and forth between the sitcom world and the reality world. Well, the reality set in the MCU.
Right.
I thought all of it was great. I was 100% sure that what was Monica Rambeau's boss's name? Hayward?
He's not a comic character.
I
think it was Hayward, yeah.
I thought that was going to be Ultron.
I kind of thought that as well. No,
because that has happened before. Believe it, Ultron is
under a different name.
Similar, he can do things similar to the way Vision does, where he can make his appearance different. And I thought for sure that it was going to be Ultron. It was a great twist that he's just some random guy who's a complete douchebag.
Dickhead, yeah. And we don't know. I mean,
That's true.
Hayward might come back in another episode. I don't think he's Ultron anymore. But
yeah, no.
I mean, it might come back. He might have, he could be Hydra.
He could be a Skrull.
I mean,
he could be a Skrull because
he could be a Skrull. We don't know.
A Skrull popped up in the show.
Yep. That last scene we got a Skrull.
Yeah.
Second to last.
Second to last scene we got a Skrull.
And then there was the big reveal. We're talking about White Vision.
West Coast Avengers, White Vision. Digging it, loved the scene between the two of them. While,
I tried to stay far away from spoilers throughout production.
So did I.
I had absolutely zero clue White Vision was coming.
And I loved it. While Agatha Harkness and Wanda are beating the hell out of each other, we got a philosophical debate.
And that's exactly, yeah. I love the way they resolved it. I mean, those two could have beat the hell out of each other all day to no resolve. The fact that it was basically resolved in a riddle or like a brain teaser.
Typical Vision.
Awesome.
Typical Vision fashion. Everything's thought down to like the last, aspect of what it means to either fight or what it means to be, legitimately use the intelligence that an AI is given. And a lot of times Vision will choose the intelligence portion of himself rather than the fact that he is, in fact, a synthezoid and has virtually unbreakable, material, acting as skin or armor. And he's still just going to go with a riddle, And
I loved
it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, me too.
And the fact that it looked like their final battle took place in a library.
Yeah.
It's typical Vision. They did Vision justice from the comics. I'm very happy with them. I'm very happy with the way the whole show played out.
So, for you, what was the biggest question that, maybe, I'll rephrase. For me, the biggest question mark still left from the whole thing was, were the twins even real? Are they real? Where'd they come from? Because if Vision is technically made up from Wanda, so are the twins.
And that's why I think we will get the twins somewhere down the line, probably in a more grown-up fashion, to actually being like who they are in the comics.
Avengers, maybe.
Like Wiccan and Speed. Full-fledged powers. Although we did get to see a little bit of their powers.
How do you think we're going to get them?
Alternate universe, dude. Doctor Strange 2 is called In the Multiverse of Madness. Clearly, we're going to get separate universes. I believe at the very last scene of the entire show, the last end credit scene, is Wanda, astral projecting, clearly learning everything that she can from the Dark Hold.
That right there.
And you hear...
I was freaking out.
You hear one of the twins cry out to her.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like, they're going to be younger, but I feel like maybe by the time she figures out how to get there, how to get to them, perhaps they will age up again. And we may see them down the line in a Young Avengers type movie because it's been confirmed that America Chavez is going to be showing up in one of the projects, as well as Kamala Khan in the Miss Marvel show.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So we're going to be launching into what appears to be
we know Kate Bishop showing up.
The Young Avengers universe. And we also know that in the next Ant-Man movie, Quantumania, they've recasted the actor who, actor, whatever, that pronouns, all that stuff. I don't know. Actor. Let's just go with actor. It's probably more correct.
It's 2021, Bob.
Yeah, 20. Whatever. Look. I don't know. Yes, the actor has been recast. Cassie is a totally different person. Someone who's been a little bit more well known. Has had a couple more high profile projects. And Cassie becomes Stature.
I'm a little disappointed in that. I gotta be honest.
So was I. I didn't see a problem with the original actor who was playing.
I thought she would have been. I apologize. I know you'll probably never see this video, but I don't know your name, but I think you were perfect for the role.
Yeah, when they aged her up, when Ant-Man came back after being gone for 5 years, they had an older actor playing the role of Cassie, and I thought that she looked very much the part of Cassandra Lang, of Cassie Lang. I didn't see any problem with her. I don't know why they needed to recast her. But I guess maybe they thought that the new actor that they hired was someone who had a little bit more notoriety, had, like I said, been in more high-profile projects, and could carry the character into a new wave.
She's a famous actress. I just, I haven't seen a lot of the stuff she's done. But I know a lot of people do like her.
I have seen a couple of things. She actually is a phenomenal actor. I've seen a couple of things that she's been in, and she's very good. But I don't see the reason to recast just because of that.
Me neither. I mean, if you like the girl so much, I think you could have found another role for her.
Absolutely, you definitely could have found another way to squeeze that actor in, and use her in some other role. There was no reason to recast.
All right. But anyway, let's get back to WandaVision.
So, WandaVision, yeah. There was a reveal about Monica that anyone who's read the comic kind of saw coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know that she has powers. You know that she's going by multiple names. She's been Photon, Spectrum. She's been Captain Marvel. She's gone through a bunch of different phases. It was alluded to in the Captain Marvel movie where her call sign on her plane was Photon.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't have an actual superhero name.
And we've actually debated this.
I believe that it will be a callback to Captain Marvel, and her first name will be Photon. But yes, I could see where you're coming through. She definitely went through the hex was basically spectrum.
Yeah.
Spectrum, you could see her through a spectrum lens sort of. But we don't know.
They can use either or, and I think it'd be fine. It doesn't really matter.
She's technically just Monica Rambeau, superpowered person at this point.
And there was so much hype in this. There were so many theories that at any moment anybody was expecting Doctor Strange or Captain Marvel, and I just gotta say,
I didn't think Captain Marvel was gonna show up.
I don't know.
I thought Doctor Strange could show up.
I thought he was going to show up.
I totally thought that he would.
I didn't I don't know. I just didn't think for in the beginning that Captain Marvel would show up, but as we were progressing forward,
there was nods to her.
Here's the thing: even without that big cameo, it's still a great show.
Yeah, and the show, and that's the thing. There was a big cameo that was teased. Even Paul Bettany went as far as saying that there was an actor that he always wanted to work with. It was himself. Yeah, he always wanted to work with himself.
And I get it. And you know what? That's great misdirection.
It's 100% great misdirection, and I was all on board for the way the show went, the way it ended, the writing, every scene, even getting Agatha's backstory. And of course, again, if you were a comic book reader and they said her name was Agnes, you kind of put that together as Agatha Harkness.
But it didn't ruin it for anybody.
No, it didn't. Because the reveal was phenomenal.
Kathryn Hahn, what a fucking great actress, man.
100%. She played every decade perfectly. From the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
I think everybody's probably your first Kathryn Hahn fucking introduction was probably Step Brothers. Yeah,
100%. So she,
of course, she's been in a ton of other stuff, and she's hilarious.
But I believe that she is known more for her comedic roles. This was a definite turn into the more dramatic and actions.
And something about her, while also remaining funny, though. Something about her.
Oh yeah.
Something about her. She could flip a switch and be dramatic.
But she wasn't just dramatic. she was intense.
She was the comic relief as well.
But when she flipped and she was intense,
she's intense.
She was
That's
intimidating.
a perfect word.
She was very intimidating.
She was.
And
you're right.
I gotta say, like, for her being a typical, Salem witch and everything like that, and the way that they explain her backstory, the way she siphons powers from her coven, and the way that the witch trial was her coven put her on trial for going above her station.
It was great.
It was phenomenal. And even the way she controlled Wanda's flashbacks when they went to Salem and she put Wanda on trial.
Yeah. And Wanda flipped it for a second.
But it shows just how powerful Agatha Harkness is within the MCU as a witch. Mm-hmm. It shows how powerful she is. And I've always thought that Marvel had a villain problem with killing their villains off too soon.
I think so too.
They did not
and
kill
you know
Agatha.
What? I think this is something else we've talked about a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen in this next phase or couple phases.
I do not
I think
either.
we are going to see villains stick around.
Yeah, long term.
Absolutely.
Build towards something akin to like a Sinister Six or something similar. And I'm very happy about that. I would like to see, we've seen a group of superheroes work together. I would love to see
perhaps Dark Avengers, maybe.
I was just gonna say that. I would love to see a group of villains working together to try to take down the Avengers, similar to the Dark Avengers.
I mean, we have so many great villains coming up in the next couple phases.
Absolutely, Kang the Conqueror is one of them.
I mean, yeah, I have Gore the God Killer. We're probably gonna get Doom, maybe Galactus. We know we're getting. You said Kang. Who else?
There's a lot.
So we got Celestials coming, but I don't know if we'll see them.
Zemo's coming back for the Falcon.
In a week, baby. In a week.
1 week. I'm excited. Everyone knows Captain America is my #1 superhero. I've always been a fan. I've always liked Cap Falcon. I've always liked Bucky as Falcon. I've always been a fan of just the Captain. Yeah, I always liked Bucky Falcon. Or Bucky Captain America, sorry. Had a few beers. Running a little behind.
Let's get it on.
The brain's running a little slow.
That's all right. Yeah. Cap Falcon.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson.
Yeah. But
I agree. I love it too. I can't wait.
I'm very much ready for this show. I love the dynamic between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I think they're hilarious together.
I love John Walker's character.
Yes. U.S. Agent. I'm very excited to see how they play this character.
Amazing. I mean, it's a great time to be a fan. It really is.
100%. And I'm very excited to see how they do the U.S. Agent character, how they do Johnny Walker.
And that's Wyatt Russell is playing.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. So now we have
Agent.
2 Russells in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, how about that?
Kurt
I didn't
and
even think about that.
Yep. We got a father and son duo.
No, I don't think we'll see them together.
I do not either. Ego is essentially gone. Yeah, again, because Marvel has a villain problem in the first 3 phases. Although Thanos stuck around since the end of phase 1 to the end of phase 3. Because he shows up at the end of the Avengers movie and says, fine, I'll do it myself. Great line, by the way.
All right, let's get back to WandaVision real quick.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Where do you think we will see Vision next? Because that's one of the biggest unanswered questions for me. He kind of just looks at the fake Vision and says, "I am the Vision." He doesn't say, "I am Vision."
Yeah.
Vision never went by the Vision. He just went by Vision or Viz. This one says, "I am the Vision," and takes off, flies away, and we have no idea.
That totally comes down to he knows that Vision is a production of Wanda, so he's the only Vision.
Yeah, he is
literally the Vision. Yeah.
But I am happy that we may possibly get more Paul Bettany in the MCU because that leaves the door wide open.
But in what movie do you think he's going to show up in?
I don't know. I can't see any movie in the upcoming slate where he could possibly fit in. My hope is that it's an after credit scene in a movie where there might be some nods toward something similar to like the West Coast Avengers, or maybe he shows up in the TV show Armor Wars.
Well, you're wrong, and let me tell you why.
Okay, look, I'm all ears. Here.
I can't see a way you bring him back until you introduce the Fantastic Four and Reed Richards, and have someone he can go to and feel like he's got like an intellectual
companion. Yeah,
exactly.
someone similar to a Tony Stark.
I don't know who else,
because we know Bruce is probably going to be tied up.
Maybe you can bring him into maybe you could find a way to bring him into Black Panther too,
or She-Hulk,
and you can talk to Serge,
or the She-Hulk show,
or She-Hulk.
We know Bruce Banner's going to show up there, but that show, it's going to focus more on.
I never
She-Hulk.
Got the feeling that Vision was Bruce Banner's baby. He was
Tony Stark.
He was always Tony Stark's baby. And I know, look, he's obviously Bruce Banner and Tony Stark's baby, but
in the MCU,
Bruce is a brilliant guy, but he wasn't Tony Stark.
No,
the only
you're right.
person
He was
that
a different
rivals
type
Tony
of
Stark
is Reed Richards.
Yeah, either Reed Richards or I guess you can argue it's Shuri.
Sure, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but I don't know. I think that would be awesome if you found a way to
First of all,
we
also do know that there is the Lionheart show coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Riri Williams is also an intelligence who rivals Tony Stark.
Yeah,
and in fact, in many ways in the comics,
maybe they need to bring in Arno.
Look, I'm down for Iron Man 2099.
2020, I think now is the new one, right?
Oh yeah. Look, either way, I'm down for a villainous turn for a Stark.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah. I
anything.
Hated Arno Stark. Well, let's not get into it.
Look, there's a lot of theories. There's a lot of things that could possibly happen. We've got a long way to go.
I think it's Reed Richards.
Yeah, 100%. Phase 4 has pretty much been fully announced between movies and TV shows on Disney+. But back to WandaVision again, one more time. I know we're running a little long here, but WandaVision, I honestly thought 10 out of 10. I could watch the show a million times. I am planning on going back and rewatching on a weekend, just binge watching every episode back to back to back. See if there's anything that I missed. See if there's any clues that I could put together. I don't like going on spoiler, like message boards. I don't like having things ruined for me. I don't like going and hunting for Easter eggs on the internet. I prefer to find them myself. If I do another watch through and I don't see anything that I missed in the first watch, then I potentially will go and look things up. Obviously, Dan and I are going to have a discussion about the show again.
At some point,
yeah. I mean, this show is essentially a very long movie if you just watch the
6-hour movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a gigantic movie. I'm excited to rewatch it. I'm excited to watch it with no breaks in between, because I feel like I kind of forgot some things from episode to episode.
What did you give it?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. As far as shows go, because I'm looking at this I'm looking at this as a mini series.
Okay.
As far as a mini series goes, based on comic books, based on the previous MCU movies, this is a 10 out of 10, 100% rewatchable, won't get old.
Absolutely.
This will fit seamlessly into the next phase of what's coming up in the movies.
Absolutely. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, and that's by no means a slight. I just want to be a little bit more, judgmental, because the first two episodes, I gotta be honest, I was not digging them.
Don't get me wrong.
I mean, that's an hour close to an hour out of it that, for a week I sat there.
But I mean, literally, the first two episodes were only about 22 minutes.
Yeah, it was short.
Plus credits.
So 48 minutes or 44 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math.
It took the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
After 3 episodes, I was 100% hooked.
Yeah.
I was sold. I love, like I said, I love the back and forth.
There's so much we're forgetting to talk about. I know.
Of course there is. Of course there is. There's Jimmy Woo, Darcy, how they could team up. It would be a perfect team.
That's the next Marvel show right there. X-Files style.
Literally should
Jimmy
be.
Woo, Darcy, solving crimes and kicking ass type of show.
It literally should be. I would be 100% on board. That show gets a 10 out of 10 from me without even an episode.
I'm telling you, that is something Marvel should be jumping on right now. And get them together. They're hilarious.
Agent James Woo has been around for a very long time.
I love it. Yeah,
a very long time. Agents of Agents of Atlas, I believe. I had a discussion with this on someone on the social media. It was a nod to Atlas Comics. It was a nod to Atlas Comics, which is, obviously one of the precursors to Marvel Comics between Atlas and Timely. But it's just something that I feel like needs to happen, even if it's a mini-series, even if it's like a one-shot mini-series, 5 1-hour episodes, just knock them out.
Not me. I think you need.
And I know an ongoing
23 episodes per season at an hour each for the next 25 years.
First of all, it would be more like what the Netflix shows, where it would be 1 hour episode, 45-minute to 1 hour episodes, 10 episodes, couple of seasons.
Give me more. That's all I'm saying.
But again, if you could build a whole ground level detective investigative team around them.
All right, so you gave us your score.
Yeah.
How about any major flaws or critiques for you?
No, because everything seemed to... Look, I went into the show thinking, first of all, the title was stupid. WandaVision. I get that it's just Wanda and Vision, but it's a stupid title.
Yeah. All right.
That's
fair, I guess.
It's a very stupid title for a show. I thought it was dumb. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Oh no, I do have one critique, and we didn't touch on this, but Marvel played the long game. They ran a long con on us. They introduced Peter. They gave us even Evan Peters, Quicksilver from the Fox-Men universe. All that for a dick joke.
For a dick joke, yeah.
Ralph Boner. All that for
the greatest dick joke ever.
Literally, they went 5 episodes with with that.
I mean, obviously,
4 or 5 episodes for a dick joke.
I personally think Marvel did that on purpose, and it's kind of like a big fuck you to everybody. It's like, oh, Mephisto's name is Ralph, know? Yeah. And I think it's going to come back that Ralph Boner is somebody else.
I could see that too. I really could.
The Dan stamp on it.
Yeah, Dan stamp right here. Here we go. Dan stamp.
Also, the one issue I did have with the show, I had a couple, but the first couple episodes drug me a little bit, but
slow.
I thought at maybe the last episode they didn't really use Darcy's character enough. They kind of left her hanging. I'm not just saying, because I want to see more Darcy. Yeah, I mean, there was a big gap of time where, she was sitting at the fucking crossroads. And I was... Yeah. And you don't see her again until she crashes the car.
Well, yeah, because Viz just kind of
takes off.
And then Darcy's just kind of
sitting there. It just felt like, she wasn't... maybe, I don't know. It felt like maybe it wasn't cut together right.
Yeah.
There was maybe a scene missing.
Yeah, something. What happened after Viz left her.
Exactly.
Sitting at the intersection.
Sit there for fucking 23 hours?
Yeah, I kind of want to know the timetable. Was everything was everything the next day? Was it a week? Was it what was the timetable of the show?
That's another great question. I want to know
how long did this take? How long did it play out for?
Time work in the Wanda Hex.
In the Hex, yeah. All right, that's a good point. So yeah, what was the timetable? How long did this all take place from the time that Wanda, broke down and built her and Vision a home and essentially took over this tiny town in New Jersey to when Wanda finally released everyone? How long did that take? Because was every episode a week? Was every episode a day? Was it how long? That's actually a good question. That's a good point. That's something that I
have
think
a
that
lot-
maybe they should touch on.
I have a lot of good questions, Bob. No.
Yeah, and I don't have
honestly,
any answers for you right now. Dan.
I mean,
really
nobody
don't.
does.
Yeah, nobody does.
Nobody really does.
But maybe that's something they could touch on in Doctor Strange 2.
I hope so. There are a lot of unanswered questions going out of WandaVision.
That's also very good because we know that we have an entire phase of movies and TV shows to look forward to.
That's true, but based on the time frame of Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I don't know when it is, I don't know if we're gonna get any answers from WandaVision in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I 100% believe that we will not.
Yeah.
Two totally different stories, probably taking
Do they
place
take place side by
congruently.
side?
I believe
or-
it'll be congruently, like within the same time frame, basically right after the events of Endgame. Everything kind of picked
So
up.
what was Baron Zemo fucking
where
blipped?
I don't know, but where's Zemo?
I guess we're gonna find
where
out.
has Zemo
You know
been
what?
since
That'll probably
Civil
be one of the first questions they answer. We'll probably, because you know we got like a Monica backstory after the blip. Maybe it starts off with like a Baron Zemo fucking blip. I'm here.
I mean, potentially it could. I don't know, but we have to wait one more week to find out. I'm very excited.
Maybe right away we find out the answer to our Vision question, and he's in the show. Anything could happen.
I hope he's not. I hope he's not in the show.
Yeah,
I hope he's not in the show.
No, I think it's gonna be quite a while. Yeah.
But again, I'm very excited for the show, Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's the one that I was actually looking forward to when it was announced.
Me too.
And then that ends, and we get the Loki show.
Oh God, fall.
Very excited about this. No, July, dude.
No, it's not July.
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah, July 11th.
What's coming in fall?
I don't know. I don't know if any shows are planned because that's when 2 movies drop.
Yeah, we got.
We get the Eternals and we get Spider-Man.
We're gonna make
No
an
Way Home.
Eternals video. It's gonna blow your mind. There's so many.
Will the
I don't
Eternals
know.
video
I
blow
can't
their
guarantee
minds?
that. Don't hope.
There's no guarantees here.
Fuck it. It's probably gonna suck.
It very well could. But look, all we know is that we're happy that we're getting more content. We're getting more shows. We know COVID has sucked.
Yeah.
We know that we didn't get some of the we still haven't gotten Black Widow.
Yeah. Oh God. Please
It's
give
been
us
forever.
Disney.
We
Come on, man.
I mean, look. Even though it's Foxmen, we finally got New Mutants.
We
It's
have,
not worth-
and you
not
know
worth
what?
the
Maybe
wait.
one day we'll talk about New Mutants.
We need to talk
'cause
about
we
that movie.
Both
We have different,
very
very
different
different opinions.
opinions on that movie.
But I'm happy that we're getting more content. I'm happy that Marvel shows no signs of stopping when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy that there's going to be a continuation. We're going to get to see more stories. We're going to get to find out what happens with a new wave of Avengers and hopefully Young Avengers or something similar to that, because there's a very interesting character that I wish that they would touch on, and that's Patriot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He's a great character. He's related to another person who temporarily took up the Captain America mantle during the Vietnam War, I believe it was. Eli Bradley. Very happy. I'm looking very much forward to
we might see Patriot. I know we're gonna see Flag Smasher. We're gonna see, Bodrick the Leaper's back.
Yeah, Batroc.
That's I think there's gonna be a lot of surprises coming up in the next show too. And I don't know. I think I wasn't completely sold on Falcon and Winter Soldier until probably I've been trying to avoid the commercials, but the last commercial, where they're bantering back and forth about the wizard, kind of really sold me. And I think we're gonna see some stuff.
some good humor mixed in with the action. Yeah. To me, this is a buddy cop action comedy.
Exactly.
And I love those. I'm a Lethal Weapon fan. I'm a diehard fan.
We have a lot of stuff to talk about coming up. Plus, not only that, but next week...
More beer.
Next week, we got Justice League coming out, the Snyder Cut. Check out this beer real quick. This is something awesome.
So this is...
the beer.
3 Stars Brewing Company, Mallrats beer. This is an Imperial Stout brewed with cinnamon buns and cinnamon sugar pretzels. If you are a fan of Annie Ann's, if you are a fan of the movie Mallrats, if you're a fan of stouts, drink this beer. It's also very good. It's not just the name. It's not just the ingredients. It's not just the fact that it's very catchy and has a kind of a nostalgic throwback because the name of it is Mallrats. It actually is very good.
It's great.
You didn't like it, did you?
No.
Oh, I love it.
I like the can. No, you know, it's not that bad.
I love it.
It has kind of like
it's got a sweet and saltiness, a little bit.
Sweet taste to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad. It's okay.
I mean,
I've
it's
had
not
a
one
lot
of my
worse.
favorite stouts. We just had one that I loved, Mean Old Tom by Maine Brewing Company.
Yeah, that was great.
Somehow we're devolving into beer again, Dan.
Yeah.
We do have more content.
Tonight.
We do have more content coming out.
So perhaps we'll
with
make.
beer videos.
We're gonna do we got some beer tasting videos.
Oh, yeah.
With a friend of ours coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Justice League coming up.
Yeah, unfortunately, when Kevin Smith is doing a live stream of the premiere of Justice League, the Snyder Cut, I have to work. So I will not be able to attend. However, Dan will be watching.
I'm gonna watch
I cannot.
Kevin Smith's red carpet screening or whatever it is, and hopefully a day after Bob can watch the fucking movie. It's 4 hours long, so it's a bit of a.
I will be watching as soon as I possibly can,
and hopefully we can get a little justice for Batman, Superman, and the gang.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a little justice for the Justice League.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I left that one right on the table.
You really did.
Yeah.
Because the Justice League did not do it justice.
Oh, God.
Again, Joss Whedon is good at certain things.
Some things.
He's not good at the dark, gritty undertones of DC Comics.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for him. But...
I mean, he made 2 great Avengers movies.
Yeah, but again, they're not dark and gritty. And did he make 2? Did he do?
He made 1.5 Avengers movies.
I don't know if he finished Age of Ultron.
All right, fair enough.
But until next time, everyone, I'm Bob.
I'm Dan.
Remember to hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow.
Hit them all.
See you next time.
See you guys.